fault. Should have done this video a long time ago. Should have clarified. But to get the full story, you have to go back to a time in 2010. Or you just hear me talk about it here. So I came up with my rating system in 2010 after about a year of being on YouTube, but wanted to do something fun. Nothing with numbers or stars or grades or anything like that. Wanted to do some fun sentence-based ratings that would kind of show people how I viewed the movie rather than where it placed on a hierarchy. So I created it and never really addressed it again, which means there are over 1 million subscribers of mine who were just left there with no context to my rating system, just had to create context as they saw it. So hopefully after this video, we'll all be on the same page, or at the very least, we will have a video. So if someone comments, "He gave this movie a good time, no alcohol required, but the other movie, buy it on Blu-ray, unsubscribe." We now have a video for context's sake that we can politely point the person to and be like, "Hey, here's what you're missing." So my rating system, as I believe, is perceived as something like this. A list of ratings in a sequence from worst to best, like any other rating system. Comparable to stars, grades, points, whatever. But this isn't how I initially envisioned it. I initially envisioned it something more like this. Awards or titles to be given out based on no order whatsoever, but rather context. Maybe I'd buy it on Blu-ray. Maybe the movie would be better if you're drunk. Or actually, initially, maybe it was a little more like this. Because let's face it, dog shit is the bottom of the barrel. And awesome-tacular, as far as one can define this made-up word not found in the dictionary, is the coolest of the cool. Though awesome-tacular does not mean technically perfect. It's just movies that I really connect with or hit me on a personal or fanboy level. That's why it always cracks me up in a review where I give a movie an awesome-tacular, maybe it's Spider-Man Homecoming, and people are like, "You gave this movie awesome-tacular, this guy's such a," enter movie name, character, or franchise title here, "fanboy." Because yeah, pretty much. But other than those ends of the spectrum, everything in the middle was just kind of a label that I would give a movie. And the ratings, because I said the ratings, and I guess we kind of all agree that the ratings, but they lack that definitive structure that makes a rating system, like a letter grade system or a numerical system, which is kind of why I like it. It's fun. But if I'm being honest, regardless of initial intent, there was always structure to it. A movie comparable to dog shit's not good, we already said that, but neither is a forgettable movie. A movie I would buy on Blu-ray is probably not bad, nor is a movie that is a good time, sans alcohol. And this is where that confusion is that shuffle in the middle of what ratings are above or below other ratings. You see, numerical, alphabetical, or star rating system is quantifiable. You know what a movie with a B grade is because B is lower than A and above C, always. You know what a 7 out of 10 is because 7 is above 6 and below 8, always. Star rating systems are numerical rating systems just with pictures. But we know what it is and we can quantify that because we have an alphabet and a numerical system that we use in our daily lives. There's no such structure for this shit. And that's personally what I found most fun about it. And you may be saying, well, that's not very useful for a rating system. Yeah, you're right. It's not really useful for a rating system. It's the kind of fun that someone with 6,000 subscribers in 2010 on YouTube would create for fun. It's as Wild West as the YouTube platform of 2010 that spawned it was. See, I always felt that numerical rating systems or letter grade rating systems lock movies or reviews into a box. If you can quantify it, then you can bitch about it. This movie got a B, but that movie got a C. That movie got a 7 when that movie got an 8. Unsubscribe. And I wanted to avoid that, though I failed miserably at avoiding that. But it's just fun to have ratings. That's why I like having a rating system. Every movie review or video game review I watch on YouTube, there is one constant in every review. Bar none, no exceptions, hands down. The constant is I always try to guess what the rating's going to be before it comes up on screen. Every time. But I figured, aha, as I can talk about if the movie is good or bad in my review, the ratings will be titles. They won't lock themselves into a hierarchy. Like imagine a school assembly. I don't know if your school did this, my school did this, where the teacher will be like, all right, so the award for perfect attendance goes to Timmy, and the award for most improved homework goes to Johnny. You can't really compare those awards, but those are awards that are allocated. Can't imagine some parent being like, you gave Timmy that award when you gave my son this award, and you can't, it's just not really comparable. But given that context, that's how I saw it then, and that's how I see it now, though there is a line between good and bad that I'll get to in a second. But a movie that I would buy on Blu-ray is simply a movie that I would buy on Blu-ray. A movie that I'm not gonna remember is a movie that I'm just probably gonna forget. But there are great, fantastically made masterpieces of cinema that I don't feel the urge to watch again, and they don't hit me at a deep personal level, so what's left? Well, it's a good time, no alcohol required. But as that's now seen as the middle of the road kind of positive review, that would be insulting. I feel like it'd kind of be seen as, oh, hey, here, great movie, here's the middle of the road positive review. I didn't intend that rating to be the middle of the road positive review. Personally, I think Siskel and Ebert hit the Goldilocks zone of ratings. Is the movie good? Is it not? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Every review out there since the history of reviews works to get to that end goal. You take any 8-minute review out there, it boils down to one thing. Is it worth watching or is it not? Any review can be 3 seconds long, however long it takes to say that. Everything in the review is padded adding to give context to that end reasoning. Thumbs up or thumbs down. But I wanted a rating system where it's like, if you skip to the end, you don't necessarily know what I feel about the movie. Good time if you're drunk. What the fuck does that mean? You still gotta watch it. So as this is generally the structure that people see my review system as, I'll say kind of, but for one major tweak. It's not this one's better than that one's better than that one kind of thing. There is a hard line in there dividing. That is there to say and answer one simple question. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Is it good or is it not? If it's on this side, it's good. If it's on this side, it's bad. And yeah, good time if you're drunk, it's on both sides. Because it can be good, it can be bad. Sometimes alcohol can enhance a movie to be more fun, because that's the kind of movie it is. Or maybe you need alcohol to get through the movie. One's positive, one's negative. What to do? Watch the review for context. So that's my advice when approaching my rating system. See it as a thumbs up or thumbs down. Everything in the middle there is just semantics. It's titles. Little one sentence, one phrase descriptions to describe the movie, generally speaking. I imagine there will be a number of people who will be like, yeah, I know this is how it works. Why'd you make this video? But in my personal experience, there have been a lot of people who they don't know this. They feel like they've been given a map with no key. It's like you can figure the map out eventually, but with a key makes it a bit easier. Let this video be your key. This all may seem very illogical to some people, but hey, this is my brain. Welcome. So now, if for nothing else, we have what every thriving relationship has. TNA! I mean, communication. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. I love you.